What are low-carb and ketogenic diets? The guidelines for a low-carb diet vary between studies and authorities. In research, low-carb is usually classified as less than 30% of calories from carbs. Most average low-carb diets consist of 50 to 150 grams of carbs per day, a fairly high amount of protein and a moderate to high-fat intake. Yet for some athletes, low-carb can still mean over 200 grams of carbs per day. In contrast, a well-formulated ketogenic diet is more restrictive, usually consisting of only 30 to 50 grams of carbs per day, combined with a very high fat intake. This extremely low carb intake helps you achieve ketosis, a process where ketones and fat become the main sources of energy for the body and brain. There are several versions of the ketogenic diet, including standard ketogenic diet. This is an extremely low carb, moderate protein, high fat diet. It typically contains 75% fat, 20% protein and 5% carbs. Cyclical ketogenic diet. This diet involves periods of higher carb refeeds, such as 5 ketogenic days followed by 2 high-carb days. Targeted ketogenic diet. This diet allows you to add carbs, usually around periods of intense exercise or workouts. The pie charts below show the typical nutrient breakdown of a low-fat Western diet, a low-carb diet and a typical ketogenic diet. In most low-carb and ketogenic diets, people restrict food sources like grains, rice, beans, potatoes, sweets, cereals and some fruits. An alternative approach is carb cycling, where high-carb periods or refeeds are included regularly in a low-carb or ketogenic diet. Low-carb diets and fat adaptation. During a low-carb or ketogenic diet, the body becomes more efficient at using fat as fuel, a process known as fat adaptation. The drastic reduction in carbs causes a rise in ketones, which are produced in the liver from fatty acids. 10 trusted source. Ketones can provide energy in the absence of carbs, during a prolonged fast, during long exercise periods or for people with uncontrolled type 1 diabetes. Even the brain can be partly fueled by ketones. The fat adaptation on a ketogenic diet can be very powerful. One recent study in ultra-endurance athletes found that a ketogenic group burned up to 2.3 times more fat in a 3-hour exercise session. Yet although low-carb and ketogenic diets provide many health benefits, there is an ongoing debate about how these diets affect exercise performance. Follow Keto Diet professionally. Link provided in description.